This is Life by Design with Joe Abbas Bangura. In today's edition, Joe Abbas tells young people,
because the struggles are part of the story. Value what you have. The shape of your nose may not have been like the way you love it. Your shape is part of the story. The way you look is part of the story. Do not let anybody look down on you.
Joe shares the wisdom he has learned in his journey to greatness. Find out in this edition how you can apply these laws and principles to become great.
Do you know, even as we sit here this evening, what it will take to transform your life is really in your hands? Let me say it again. There's something about the way you look that is part of where God is taking you to. Your height is deliberate. Your looks are deliberate. The family you were born to is deliberate. I could never have been the solid person I am now if I hadn't gone through what I went through. I can take anything. We've grown a company from $100,000 to $4 million. From a single company to four companies. And I will vouch with my heart to God, I would never take a cent from that company of what belongs to them, because there's something in me that came as a result of what I went through. If you take that away from me, you wouldn't have me. There's a reason you're going through what you're going. There's a reason. It's part of your story. If you miss that, if you lose it, you don't have a story. The only reason I am touched, people are touched when I tell my stories, it's because it's real. It's because it's true. It's because I suffered. Value what you have. It's part of the journey. It's part of the package. There would have been no Joe Abbas to the extent that people know it now, hadn't it been for my story. Hadn't it been for my struggles. Because the struggles are part of the story. The struggles are part of the story. Your struggles are part of the story. Am I talking to somebody this evening? Your struggles are part of the story. They are ending up to make the story even more brilliant to be told, more brilliant to be heard. What's happening to you is not unique, it's not strange. It's part of the journey. Take the next one. God used the rod that was in Moses' hand. Believe you me, with all the way I looked, it used me like I was. Let me tell you another interesting story. 1997. I was going to go out away from this country. I'd lost confidence in myself that I was going to be able to take my final ACC exams. It remained 6 papers. I'd lost confidence in myself. I was working very hard for an audit firm and KPMG, and I thought I'd sat to this exam 3 times. It used to be called Module E. I sat 3 times and I failed. I'd lost confidence in myself completely. And so I said, well, I have to go to London. I have to go to UK to take this exam. My office, then there was a problem here. My office shipped me out to Malawi. I worked in Malawi for 8 months. After that, I was supposed to continue to London to take my exams. I went for a visa at Lilongwe, the High Commission there, British High Commission in Lilongwe, and I was refused a visa. I came home that evening when I tuned to Focus on Africa, and they had the voice of a white man and connected it to the white man who rejected my visa the other day. I got so angry. I almost want to shut down the radio. But listen to this. Listen to this. I did not have to go to London for what is in me to manifest. That's the message God was telling me. Because you know what? I sat there in Malawi by myself. They brought in tutors in the house. We were prepared for the exams. And something I'd lost confidence in. 3 months preparing for that exams. After 6 months there, we came back home. I did not have to go to London. I came back home. We came in July 1998. August 1998, the results came out, and I passed that exams. Because it was in me. It's not in London. It's not in London. It's in me. It's in me. The day you begin to value what you have. Value what you have. You know, the shape of your nose may not have been like the way you love it. You know, assuming somebody put you in a catalog and say, well, I want this kind of nose, I want this kind of hair, I want this kind of shape, and all of those things. Listen to me, value what you have. Your shape is part of the story. Am I talking to somebody? The way you look is part of the story. Do not let anybody look down on you. Am I talking to somebody? I told you even the way I looked was a disadvantage to me. Sincerely, that's whenever you meet my wife the next time, please shake her hands and said, you know, she's a woman of vision. Because she could see past my bulging eyes standing in front of my head to what God had deposited in me. Ladies, receive grace tonight. So look past the face, the facial structure of the men around you, to look past, but to see the glory that is deposited in them. Am I talking to you? If it was for looks, my wife would have just pushed me aside. Am I talking to somebody? Value what you have. This is all I want to say. Value what you have. I value my parents. Now, what I showed you there, they're my parents. Real, what I showed you in the video, they are my real parents. My father is 84 years of age. My father is 84 years of age. My mom is around 78. My dad, by the way, calculated his birthday for himself. He took the age for our oldest brother. He put it there. I was 50. And then he remembered, he said he could have come from up country when he was about 27. He took about 1 year to get, then 2 years, then got married to my mom. My mom was a year with pregnancy before he had my first brother, my first son. So that means if he added it all together, he got his age. Very smart guy. He swore affidavit, my dad, he swore affidavit that this is his age, this is the date he was born, and he picked a date of June 5. So June 5 this year, we celebrated his 84th birthday. Very strange guy. Very strange, but very, very solid guy. Why was I saying that? Why was I saying that? Value what you have. I took my parents to television. My mom had lost half of her denture on the right side. When she laughs, she had to laugh with her lip coming down this way because she didn't want them to see the denture. But they are still my parents. I value them. They are accentuating my story. When people see you have parents like that and see you shining like you're shining, they have hope. They have hope. They have hope. That's why I know you have hope this evening. Say, I have hope. And I emphasize again, it's part of the story. It's part of the story. It's part of the story. You know, there was heavy wind several nights ago. Some of us live in houses where you have, more stones on the top of the roof than nails. But it's part of the story. Value it. It's part of the story. Whenever it happens and you're scared that the roof is going to go over, let it generate anger in you. That I have to grow, that one day I will tell this story. Am I talking to somebody? Value what you have.
Coming up after the break, Josh shares some rules that you can use to negotiate the seed of greatness that life has given you.
In case you are here tonight, you've negotiated badly up to this point, there's hope for you. Chances for it to grow and germinate so that the tree in it can come forth is almost zero. Tell yourself it's possible. There's greatness in me. I must bring it out.
All this and more after the break. Don't go away.